My name is Vince Payne and I am the Fire Safety Manager for Clear Safety. The challenges of being a fire safety consultant are the ever-changing world since Grenfell and the legislation changes, the new legislation, how we interpret that legislation and the guidances with it, and then how we actually put that across to the client so that give them confidence that they are meeting their requirements. Clear Safety's attitude to risk assessment is being reasonable and proportionate. I think that quite often risk assessments are very prescriptive. We've forgotten the fact that it is proportionate to the risk. And unfortunately, in an utopia world, everything would be perfect and clients would have an endless pot of money to be able to spend on fire safety together with their other commitments. However, that's not the case, so we need to prioritise and use a modicum of common sense. So at Clear, we believe that we are the eyes and ears of our client. So from a fire safety manager's point of view, within a client situation, they can't be expected to know everything about legislation, and they've got so many other strands to worry about that we find ourselves becoming more and more important in giving them advice. So that advice takes the form of interpreting the guidances and legislation, right through to actually doing a joint inspection with a contractor to discuss exactly what needs to be done, rather than allowing one person to interpret a comment within a risk assessment and then carrying out what they feel is correct. Once the competent fire risk assessor completes his report and his recommendations, that eventually feeds down to the contractor, and quite often the contractor is then left to their own devices to carry out the work that they deem is required. What you eventually end up having is, in some cases, a contractor who is carrying out works that are either not required or don't fit in with how the risk assessor sees the building via the strategy and what they're seeing for themselves. So how we help our clients is by offering a broad spectrum of fire inspection. So as well as carrying out fire risk assessments and fire door surveys, we can also carry out a more broader fire inspection, which then enables us to give our clients information which may clarify the comments within a risk assessment, clarify or oppose what a contractor's saying, and basically give a common sense approach to fire safety and what the client needs to spend their money on. So the different types of inspection we undertake are fire risk assessments themselves, fire door surveys, compartmentation surveys, a general check of fire alarm systems to make sure that our clients can be safe in the knowledge that they are compliant. And then you have a cost issue, which is another strand to how we help our clients by dealing with the quotations and the eventual work that's carried out by the contractor. The main issue being that whether this is true or not, the contractor is deemed as looking after themselves and their cost base, rather than actually the requirements or the needs of the client. And they may not have the required training and competency to make that decision.